Ukraine continued its assault on Russian language speakers as radiation leaks from its nuclear power plants and the army bombs its own citizens. None of that's true, because this is StopFake, the place where we break down Russian disinformation about Ukraine and a little more. So let's get to it. Back on September the 23rd, various social media networks featured claims of radioactive fallout at the Rivne nuclear power plant in western Ukraine, resulting in the evacuation of people in the town of Varash. But in fact, there was no nuclear incident, no radiation had been leaked, and there was no evacuation underway. The fake claims were denied by Ukrainian authorities. Several social media news accounts announced that the third block of the Rivne nuclear power plant in Varash had undergone an accident and a voluntary evacuation of 30 kilometers around the plant was moving ahead. According to Energoatom, the Ukrainian state agency operating all 4 nuclear power plants in the country, there was no accident at the Rivne plant and no radiation was released. Energoatom said in a statement, quote, "Regarding the disinformation being circulated on the internet about an accident at the Rivne nuclear power plant, we inform you that 3 of the reactors at the plant are functioning normally. Reactor number 4 is undergoing a scheduled maintenance." The agency said that no safety violations had occurred at Rivne. It appears that the Varash City Council official webpage, which was hacked, was the source of the disinformation. The page currently states that unauthorized interference on the site resulted in the inaccurate information being posted. A few months ago, Russian media reacted to the detention of a teacher, Ms. Tatyana Kuzmich, in the Black Sea port city of Kherson by declaring that Ukraine was beginning punitive actions aimed at eradicating the Russian language in the country. Publications such as Tsargrad, Politnavigator, Federalnoye Agentstvo Novosti, Yandex, and others implied that Kuzmich was arrested because she was teaching Russian, but according to Ukrainian authorities, the teacher was detained because she is suspected of treason and cooperation with the Russian Security Service, also known as the FSB. On August the 20th, counterintelligence officers of Ukraine's security service, the SBU, announced that they had thwarted an FSB intelligence network operating in the Kherson region. A woman who had been recruited by Russian security services in annexed and occupied Crimea in 2015 was detained. Her job was to collect intelligence about military facilities and SBU personnel. She was to report on the social and political situation in southern Ukraine, the activities of local government, NGOs, foundations, as well as on individuals and public figures loyal to Russia. The following day, on August the 21st, it became known that a local teacher at the Kherson Academy of Continuing Education and the head of Rusich Russian National Community had been arrested. At the request of the prosecution, the case was heard behind closed doors. Kuzmich was to remain in custody until October the 9th, with bail set at 500,000 hryvnia, about $18,000. During a search of Kuzmich's apartment, authorities found equipment she used to transmit information to the FSB and other items containing evidence of her activities. Kuzmich faces a prison term of 12 to 15 years. Kuzmich's detention has absolutely nothing to do with her being a teacher of Russian. Back in 2017, local journalists reported that Kuzmich was closely involved with Ruski Mir, or the Russian world, their representatives in Kherson, and actively supported pro-Russian events in the city. In 2016, Kuzmich took part in a Russian nationalist forum held by the Russian occupying authorities in Crimea, along with proxy forces from the self-proclaimed Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics and Russian officials. Before Russia invaded Ukraine, Kuzmich did not hide the source of funding for her activities. In a 2013 interview published in an Odessa newspaper, Kuzmich confirmed that the money for her activities was provided by the Russian consulate in Odessa, Russian World Foundations, and other official Russian organizations. Kuzmich has also repeatedly traveled to Russian-occupied Crimea, which was revealed by Ukrainian journalists who found proof of her visits there in 2014, 2015, and 2016. Earlier this year, Russian and pro-Kremlin media out of the Russian-occupied Donbass marked the 6th anniversary of the bombing of Snizhne, a town in the Donetsk region, by claiming that Ukrainian military are responsible for the bombing. Komsomolskaya Pravda wrote, quote, "On July 15, the residents of Snizhne have been coming to Lenin Street number 14 to lay flowers and honor the memory of those killed in the Ukrainian airstrike 6 years ago. On that day, 12 civilians were killed and at least 10 others injured. Among them was a child. Now, A day after the strike on Snizhne on July the 15th, 2014, Russian-backed proxy forces in eastern Donbass accused the Ukrainian military of conducting the airstrike. The spokesman for the Ukrainian National Security and Defense Council, Andriy Lysenko, then said that Ukrainian planes had not taken off anywhere after a Ukrainian An-26 military transport plane was shot down on July the 14th in eastern Ukraine. Ukraine's deputy military prosecutor at the time, Anatoly Matyo, said that Ukraine would gather all possible documentary evidence of Russia's involvement in the airstrike. StopFake asked the Donetsk region prosecutor's office about the status of the investigation into this matter. In a letter, the office replied that at present no persons involved in the bombing have been identified and the investigation is ongoing. No international courts or any other authoritative bodies have identified the Ukrainian armed forces as the party responsible for the bombing. On July the 15th, 2014, an airstrike was carried out on the town of Snizhne in the Donetsk region in eastern Ukraine. According to various estimates, the attack killed 11 civilians and destroyed 3 buildings. That's it for this week. Be vigilant, stay safe, and be on the lookout for fakes. Remember, wearing a mask, washing your hands, and social distancing will protect you from the coronavirus. And critical thinking will protect you from Russian disinformation. And if you spot any disinformation about Ukraine, forward it to us for a truth autopsy. I'm Marko Suprun, and this is StopFake. Thanks for watching.